Okay, but it feels like footy's like kind of over, and this is like a show where we're replicating being in the booze and talking amongst your mates. I'm not sure I'll be talking about footy, really. But if I was, I'd maybe be saying, oh, you think footy's finished, have you? In 17 days, 22 hours, 11 minutes and 35 seconds as we speak, we're playing Man United. You made up, mate, yeah?
Where's my rest? This is a problem whenever you've been telling you've been acting as if football ends forever after the European Cup final with your wife, saying it'll all be over, and then suddenly it's around the corner again. I think the new signing got us all a bit excited and started to whet the appetite for the new season. I don't feel entirely ready for it yet, I'll be honest. I think after the end of the season we've all needed a break, because that was relentless. Whether you were going to every game, whether you were going out to watch every game, because every game was a cup final. It wasn't just how draining it was in your bank balance or your time. It was mentally going through these games, game after game, and I'm sure it'll have been the same for the players. I was made up to see Andy Robertson in the swimming pool in Las Vegas with Grealish, and he's having a brilliant time. Made up to see that, because we all have just needed a bit of a break from it all, haven't we?
There's been a little bit of time, Phil, since it finished. And maybe if you were having a big chat about footy with your mates at this time of the year, it's a bit of a reflective one, how good was that season then? What can we think about? What can we look forward to about the next one? Where we're at type thing. I mean, I do the where we're at by comparing us to other clubs, because that's me. So when I see Evertonians moaning about potentially buying Harry Winks, I'm glad we're not buying Harry Winks.
I could not be arsed with that. It's like basically Evertonians being punished with, that thing we've been doing wrong for a fucking long time.
Here we go again,
lads. It's going to do it again.
Lampard signing as well.
I can't believe it. It's just, you could get Harry Winks for about £3 million from Holland if you tried hard enough. What's the point? But so I suppose it could be worse from that point of view of being tired with everything. Usually you get to this point and you're like, oh, when are they back in pre-season? There'll be a couple of friendlies on the television. But I think the way we went from 0 to 100 in terms of back-to-back seasons, nothing that will ever happen before will ever happen again. You think the maximum number of games you went to the season before last started. We're in that weird position now. When's last season? When's next season? When's this season? Yeah. I don't know what it is at the minute. The COVID season, the full COVID season, everyone went to a maximum of one game, didn't they? Then last season, you could go every week, and we literally went every week towards the end of it. I've now found myself in a position where I'm thinking, do you know what? If we get knocked out in the third round of the League Cup by Northampton again, I'll probably be alright with it this time. And so it's similar with the FA Cup, not because I don't want to win these trophies, just because I think that something's got to give if we're going to win the league and the Champions League. Yeah. I don't think you can do those things again. I had this thing with Neil for years about winning the quadruple. I don't think it's possible. I think you just killed. I think
we just had a good go.
We just had a good go. We got as close as you can without winning it, really.
Yeah.
And that was exhausting for everybody. So how do you actually do it?
Where are you, eh? How are you feeling about it all? I mean, as I've just said at the very top there, it's not actually that long until it all gets going again. Obviously, starts a little bit earlier and stuff because of the World Cup. And then it's pretty relentless until the World Cup happens. I mean, are you one of these who thinks the end of last season and the way that was good prep for how this new season's going to be in terms of relentlessness?
I think for the first half of the season, in terms of what's to come, it probably was, because Liverpool were playing every 3-4 days. It's going to be the same, isn't it? For those first, I think was 16 league games in that first part before the World Cup, and then there's the Champions League games, and they're all truncated because the Champions League's done by early November. I think it's pretty much ideal prep, where lots of clubs won't be used to that kind of relentlessness, and obviously some of the smaller clubs aren't playing in Europe, obviously, but it's just the feel of you have to go again. I think Liverpool are primed for that. I think us as fans, I'm not there yet. I think I needed the break. I think I wanted the break, because when you get, I think it's different. I think if you win maybe that European Cup final, you win the league, maybe you have a slightly different feeling. Maybe you want to go again almost straight away, but it almost felt like to get that close, it was nice to have the break. And I mean, there would have been a World Cup now, wouldn't it, under different circumstances, but I'm kind of glad there isn't. Not so sure about having it in the middle of fucking Christmas, but it is what it is. So yeah, I'm alright with having the break, Robbo, but I think as you start to get into July, and I think sometimes new signings help as well, there'll be a keenness to see what Darwin Núñez is about. Yeah, we've had a little glimpse in the Champions League, But once it gets closer and you get a sense of what he might be like as a footballer, you see a few pre-season friendlies, I think we'll just be all ready to start the league season again.
Alright, the Reds, thanks for watching a little bit of a premium Anfield Wrap video there. If you want to watch the rest of that show and get access to much more, click join below. That activates our YouTube membership. It means you get a premium video every day of the week. You get our post-match content, you get reviews, previews and exclusive interviews all here from the heart of Liverpool. Follow us, follow them. Up the Reds.